Hello YouTube, it is the 9th of March today and it's a little bit warmer than what it was yesterday. The wind yesterday was very cold, and it's about time I started thinking about parsnips. This is what I've got left of last season's, and now that they're starting to regrow again, all as it's doing is taking the nutrients out of the roots. So we shall harvest these and use these to make soup, parsnip soup. If you've not tried it before, it is well worth the effort. And with the parsnips now starting to grow, they have a bit of a hard core in the middle, and it's the best way to use them up rather than roasting them. So I shall have these out, and then this compost here in this tub will go for the base in the potato tubs. So I shall empty this out into the potato tubs. These have been storing under tarpaulin all over the winter. I don't wash my pots, as you know. All as I do is check for slugs, top and bottom, and make sure that there's no slugs hiding, and anything like that there that's got a bit of mould in. Don't know whether that's potatoes that we didn't use or the old seed potato that got left in, but I shall wash those buckets out. They won't get reused. But anything like this that looks okay, I just check round for slugs and anything else that shouldn't be there, and then I shall just put about a quarter fill these ready for when I do my potatoes, and put some compost mixed in with them. So that's repurposing the compost from here, which is probably about 4 years old now, this compost. It is bought compost, I think it's Jack's Magic, and I just reuse it every year rather than having to buy any more, and then just add bloodfish and bone or whatever I want to add for whatever I'm growing in it. So I shall just start that process, and I'll bring you back when I've got these parsnips out. And you can see there that the quality is quite good on these parsnips. They might be small, but they're pretty good, and there'll be enough there to make a soup with, and very welcome to this late in the year to still be getting some harvests. So I should just start to empty this out now into my potato buckets. So that's given me enough compost in the bottom of the potato buckets for 36 buckets, and that's also another job done at the same time. All I've got to do now is mix some feed in with that, and if I spin you around gently, you can see that the bottom of this has got wicks in it, and the wicks are just soaking up the water. Once the parsnips have germinated, I don't water this at all, and what I do is I hold these up like this and then fill it with compost. Those parsnips that I grew last year had no feed at all. They were just water and plain compost, which would have been potato compost from the year before. And there's 5 wicks in there, and I think on this one you can even see where the roots have grown through the grown into the wick, and that works well for me. But I think next year, to try and get a little bit bigger parsnip, I shall put some feed in the water below, and below, all as it is a half barrel cut lengthways, and a piece of wire mesh on top. If you look there, there's a couple of ladybirds there hibernating or just starting to wake up, and a rebar across the middle just to stop it from expanding. And the black plastic is just to stop it from going getting algae and going green. But if I put a feed in the water for roots, then I should get a bit of a better crop. And in the bottom bit of compost I might even put a little bit of charge, and I've also got some bat poo. So what I'll do is I'll put bat poo on one side and I'll put charge, which is beetle poo, on the other side, and see if there's any difference. So I shall just fill this back up and I'll bring you back when I've finished. So I started to backfill these now, and that's all the wicks that's showing. I've built the compost up around them. This half here will have the bat poo in it, the middle bit will have no feed in it, and then the other half, that side, will have the charge, which is beetle poo in it. And I should just water this now as I'm building it up. You might think it's a little bit of work and a bit fussy, but once the parsnips have germinated, there's nothing else to do apart from harvest, and just to top the barrel up at the bottom with water. And I shall be putting a phosphorus soluble feed in there, which is good for your roots. So there we have it. That's last year's parsnips, and that's last year's potato compost, and all the buckets there are filled up with this year's potato compost, ready to be planted. I got 36 buckets out of this parsnip tub, and they're all ready now to be planted up with me seed potatoes. And I hope that you've learned something from that. I have another small tub just over there, another tank. I shall be doing the same sort of principle as this, only with some carrots, but I shall also be doing the carrots in that raised bed there. This here will also go into my potatoes, and there'll be fresh compost put in there as well. Hope you're all keeping well. Spring's definitely here. The days are definitely getting longer, and the plants know that. We could just do with a bit more milder weather. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take good care. Bye for now.